Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial. In this tutorial, I am going to be completing a set of note cards. Now, this is a set of monochromatic note cards. In other words, each one of these cards is just one color. And I'm using I believe that it's the Regals, some colors from the Regals collection. So we've got some crushed curry and some perfect plum, rose red, garden green, and I believe this is Cajun craze. And I'm going to be using a couple of stamp sets, maybe 2 or 3 stamp sets, that are going to be retiring at the end of May. So I thought I would just kind of show you what else you can do with these. And of course, I'm going to be using a stamp positioning tool. Now, you can use, and I will be using, my Stampin'Up, and you can use that with a block. But for now, I'm going to just be using my this is my Precision Press. I think that's what it's called. Precision Press by We Are Memories Keepers. You can use your Misty if you want. That'll work too. But the 2 stamp sets that I'm going to be starting out with anyway, that I'll be using, is the Love and Affection stamp set here, and also the Grateful Bunch. And you see this little border stamp. I'm going to be using that one and the butterfly, and of course this big beautiful blossom here. And then I'm going to be using just a couple of these little elements. I love using little elements when it comes to making backgrounds and stuff. So it's all about where you position your stamps on your stamp positioning tool. And once you've got them positioned, you can make a set so quick. And all I'm using is just 5 stamps. Okay, I've got 4 of them already on my stamp positioning tool right where I need them. I need this to make a border, and you see how they're just placed all over the place here? Well, that's so that they don't run into each other. And I will be turning my card every time I stamp. I'll turn my card, and I'll only stamp it 4 times. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to start out with a piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to be cutting it. Just let me bring in my trimmer here. I'm just going to be cutting this piece of cardstock. This is at 8.5 by 11. I'm going to be cutting it at 4 1/4. This is one of my new favorite sizes for cards. And I'm just going to cut 4 1/4 off of it, and then I'm going to come in with my my scoring tool, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4 because these are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 cards. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can find my bone folder. Yes, here it is. And just kind of crease that fold. Okay. Now, and then you can make another card with this. So you can make 2 out of a set. Out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11. Okay, so let me put these aside. The next color that I'm going to be using is Night of Navy, and I'm using this little ink spot here. I've labeled these to make it easy for me to identify them. You could also put a little stamp or label on the inside of these. I love this. So Night of Navy is another one of the colors from the Regals collection. So I'm going to bring in my stamp positioning tool. Sorry about the glare here. And I'm going to take this piece of cardstock here, fold it in half, and I'm going to just take a little piece of tape on just this end here, just to hold it, because there's no magnets on here. Although I did install some magnets on the back, these little tiny ones, and sometimes that they do help me in positioning, but I'm not going to use the magnets. I'm just going to use a little piece of tape here. Okay, let's ink this up. Like I say, I have these positioned strategically, so that all I need to do is stamp 4 times, and then I'll stamp that middle flower, the last. So I'm inking this up really good, making sure I have a lot of ink on my stamps. Okay, and I like these little ones, these little ink spots. They come uninked. and you can just add your own ink to it. I like them because it helps me to keep my surface clean. Otherwise, I am real messy with the bigger ink pads. Okay, so I need to really press hard on this. Okay, I know from experience that this particular stamp, I need to do a little bit of extra pressing on that to get it to come out really good. See? Okay, now it doesn't really look like much from here, does it? It kind of looks a little like, what are you doing? But it'll all come together. I'm going to just go ahead and turn the card. My tape on this side here. And I'm going to ink that up again. Making sure everything is inked really well. Okay. And then I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to speed this up so that you don't have to watch me do all 4 sides, okay? So here it is, all stamped all around the edges, and now all I have to do is stamp that flower on the inside. Now, if you don't really want to have a flower on the inside and you just want to have like a sentiment, go ahead and stamp your sentiment. Another thing that I thought of doing is, you know, in keeping it monochromatic, which means one color, I thought of just cutting out like a little just a little label here, thinking of you or thank you. Now this stamp set is from the, let's see, it's called That's the Tag. And what I've done is I punched it out with my 1 3/4 inch hole punch, circle punch, and then I used the, what's that called? I used the layering circles with the scallops. I'm not sure. I think it's the 4th size up, starting from the smallest size, to make this little scallop. And so you could actually put that right in the center if you didn't want to put that flower. But I'm going to go ahead and put the flower in there. And I've already got it positioned on just a regular block. And now I was going to try to put it on here on this stamp positioner, but it's kind of big, and I didn't really want to have to stamp it all, you know, all 4 times, because then it really didn't line up that great. So I put it on a block here, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. I've already got it positioned, and when you position it on your block, to make sure that you always stamp on the right side, I have this little piece of Scotch tape right here, and I put a little X, which means that that's going to go in the corner of my stamp positioning tool. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my card in the corner, and that's how I positioned it, by lining up my card in the corner, putting the stamp down, and then picking it up with the block. And so I know now that it is going to be centered right there in the middle. Okay, so here it's all about the stamp positioning. Okay, now here are all I need to do is all of my cards. Now all I need to do is make some envelopes for them, which I will probably do later on today because I'd like to give this as a gift. So I hope I taught you a little something, a little technique, and if I have, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and if you need any of the supplies that I've used in this video, please go to my website at www.geoamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net, and hurry, because some of these stamp sets are going to be retiring. Okay, and you got till May 31st. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geoamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye bye.